Consider the very first morning you stopped merging onto the crowded highway at 7:30 in the morning. The math was immediately compelling. You regained 10 hours of your life every week. You saved thousands of dollars a year on fuel and lunches, and you performed your entire professional life from the comfort of your own home. It felt like the final victory for work-life balance. We assumed we had found a way to maintain our productivity while reclaiming our freedom, unaware that we were trading our social integration for domestic isolation. But a new kind of exhaustion eventually sets in. It isn't the fatigue of a long day at the office. It's a heavy, unexplainable resistance to the idea of leaving the house at all. Small talk with a neighbor starts to feel taxing. The social outings you used to enjoy now feel like high-effort chores that you look for any excuse to cancel. By removing the commute and the cubicle, we also discarded the daily, low-stakes practice of existing around other human beings. This convenience comes with a hidden cost. We are beginning to see the first signs of a slow social erosion, a process that is changing how we relate to our communities and to each other. Your home office is a curated environment where you control every variable. The physical workplace, by contrast, was a landscape of unpredictable human variables. This network map illustrates incidental social friction. Bouncing between these unplanned moments with a barista, stranger, or colleague acts as a subconscious daily workout. Reading facial expressions and mirroring tones builds a reservoir of social endurance. Without this constant, low-level friction, the social muscles we used to take for granted begin to atrophy from a lack of use. Your physical world has effectively shrunk to the dimensions of your living room and a grid of digital faces on a monitor. This digital interaction creates a neurological gap. The human brain evolved to process presence through a complex array of sensory inputs that a video call simply cannot replicate. You lose micro-shifts in body language, the shared eye contact, and spontaneous water cooler moments that provide the subtext for human relationship. When we reduce interaction to these scheduled transactional exchanges, we strip away the physical context our brains need to maintain a sense of connection. We are replacing the messiness of a person with the efficiency of a data transfer. This erosion follows a predictable timeline. After several months of isolation, the relief of staying home begins to degrade into a significantly lower tolerance for any outside interaction. Around the second year of remote work, a psychology of avoidance begins to take root. This graph tracks the duration of remote work against the perceived effort of socializing. As the brain becomes accustomed to the total control of isolation, standard social obligations are misinterpreted as high-effort, stressful events. This leads to the final symptom, the active avoidance of plans, and a preference for isolation over the perceived exhaustion of a community. The irony of the modern remote worker is that the comfort of the home has evolved into a psychological barrier that makes leaving it feel nearly impossible. Empty downtown offices and quiet commercial districts are the physical manifestations of a shift in the human workforce. Our cities now reflect the isolated reality of the people who used to fill them. We are seeing the rise of a population that is technically proficient and hyper-efficient, but socially brittle, capable of complex digital tasks while struggling to manage a 3-minute conversation in the real world. Look at this ledger. While efficiency and personal comfort are at all-time highs, our social endurance and community fabric are bleeding into the red. Connection has been transformed from a passive part of our day into an active, draining chore. By prioritizing convenience above all else, we have unknowingly created a sociological vacuum that leaves the individual more productive, but profoundly more alone. Remote work provides undeniable benefits, but it also removes the built-in social safety net of the physical world. You can no longer rely on your employer or your commute to provide your daily human interaction. To retain the perks of his lifestyle without becoming isolated, you must treat human connection with the same deliberate, scheduled effort you apply to your professional deadlines. In the remote era, community is no longer something that just happens to you. If you want to remain part of the world, your connection to it must be intentional.